So JLL Philippines, this is our third year in a row that we've been sponsoring the Asia Real Estate Summit. 3 years ago in 2014, Rebecca and Richard and I, we said, it's time to promote the Philippines and make noise and tell the world out there that we're a premier business destination and that all of the other companies who are not here in the Philippines yet should come and start their business. And we believe that it's a great avenue to meet the movers and shakers in the real estate industry and hear their thoughts, hear their ideas, and their expectations for the years to come. Make friends also and do business, more business to help the Philippine economy grow. A quick snapshot of the Philippines right now. We have a large, growing, young English-speaking population. And that's why a lot of these companies are coming here in the Philippines because of the talent, high literacy rate, and an average age of 24 years old. Where can you get that? Very young, vibrant, and active. While the rest of other countries are growing older, we're very young here. And that's why these companies, these outsourcing industries, when they come to the Philippines, they employ a lot of these young Filipinos. And they say, you saw the slides earlier, hardworking, talented, and above all, cost-effective, very competitive in terms of labor cost. We also have all the economic indicators going up, GDP, export, imports. One of our speakers today from the Philippine Stock Exchange will tell you more about that. I'd like to show you this slide. Look at that. Philippines, number 2, fastest growing economies in the world. We should be very, very proud of this. And just recently, first quarter this year, we surpassed China as the fastest growing economy in the world with 6.9% growth rate. That's something. Philippines really right now is in the world stage. In JLL, I started in JLL in 2008, and back then, I hardly, see a lot of our foreign colleagues visiting our office. But today, I see them like every month coming there. And when you ask them, they'll say, oh, because the client asked us to be here. Oh, because we have business to do in the Philippines. And that's really amazing. I'm very happy to hear that. Let me just give you a quick give you a quick overview of the office, hotel, and the retail market. A lot of us know that the Philippines is the #1 world destination for call center. In terms of more complex work, we're second to India. But we should be very happy and proud that the Philippines right now is the go-to country when it comes to outsourcing, when it comes to call center. In terms of revenue, the outsourcing industry is at $21 billion right now. And they're forecasting that by end of this year, we'll reach $25 billion, making it similar to the overseas Filipino remittances. In terms of direct employment, we're employing millions of Filipinos in the call center industry. When 10 years ago or 20 years ago, we only have people going abroad to get better opportunities, to get better jobs. But nowadays, a lot of these Filipinos are coming back to Manila, getting employed, and living here in the Philippines, enjoying a good life. Here are some of the companies we've seen in the recent 12 months that have expanded. All of these are big multinational companies. And in terms of size, look at these companies. The average size is 10,000 square meters of office space. That's huge. They can take one whole building in one go. So I'll just give you a quick snapshot of the office market. As we speak right now, we've recorded 910,000 square meters of office space that will enter the Philippine market, office space. You might say, wow, that's a lot. That's so big. But as we speak today, half of that, it's not even mid-year, and almost 50% of this supply is committed. When we say committed, we see companies signing for space, contracts there, and they pay 6 months deposit. So it's not just verbal, it's firm commitment. And vacancy rate, 5%. Anywhere in the world, when you see single-digit occupancy, that means jobs are being created in the market. And when you go out, check Makati, check Bonifacio, check other business district, all the completed buildings are fully leased. If not, they have maybe pocket spaces here and there. I was just speaking earlier with Paul Armstrong of RCBC, and he mentioned that one of his biggest challenges now is how to turn down a client. For one floor, there are like 3 companies fighting for that space. And they're enjoying the highest rental in the market at 1,400 pesos per square meter. That's fantastic. It's higher compared to the pre-global crisis rate. Just to show you the supply pipeline in the market, office space is plotted up to 2020, telling us that the market, the investors, these developers are very confident, and they are answering the demand of the outsourcing industry. And as early as now, even space that will be ready in 2017 and 2018, they're committed. People are signing just to get the best deal for their space. Because of the growing outsourcing industry, the booming population, purchasing powers also is moving up. And a lot of these companies are going out of town to also decongest Metro Manila. And at the same time, take advantage of the labor cost, cheaper labor cost and cheaper real estate cost. You'll note that Metro Manila, of course, is still the main business district. But right now, we see a lot of developments happening in the provincial areas. And that's good because we're bringing urbanization and development outside the CBD. And you see a lot of these malls, condominium, shopping centers being built in the provincial areas. Here are some of the mixed-use developments that are happening right now. And leading the way, of course, are the big boys, the Ayalas, the SM, Vistaland, and Mega World. They're very active in that mixed-use development wherein condominium, residential, office, shopping areas are all in one so that you don't have to travel, you just have to stay where you are and you can enjoy everything. We just want to summarize the performance of the office real estate market. Supply last year to this year, there is an increase of 72%. And as I've mentioned, half of that is almost taken, well, 48% of that is leased. In terms of rental, you might say, a lot of supply is coming, so rents might be going down, but it's not. Rents across Metro Manila and all over the Philippines, it's increasing at about 5 to 6% escalation every year. And that's something that we've observed in the last 6 years. Average rent right now, you'll see that Makati is still the highest. They can still command the highest rental in the market. Almost all the business districts have posted an increase in rental. Look at Bonifacio Global City. They're reaching 1,000 peso per square meter right now. And one of our speakers today, Mr. Charlie Rufino, will tell you about his building. And it's only in his building that we're able to do transactions at 1,200 pesos per square meter, when all the others are just below 1,000 pesos. Retail market, this is one of our favorite. My colleague there, Lizanne, she's smiling. She can talk about this for hours. But the retail market at a glance, because of the growing young population, the booming outsourcing industry, growth in tourism, we've seen a lot of big brands entering the Philippines. And in terms of supply, we also have a lot of shopping malls being built every day. Here are, well, you'll notice here, 3 out of 10 biggest malls in the world, they're found in the Philippines. What does that tell you? We love to shop. Philippines. Or maybe they just want to go to the mall so that, they'll save on electricity costs. It's cooler in the mall than in their household. In terms of ranking, we have a healthy mix of luxury and mid-tier brands in the Philippines right now. And then we're ranked 14 out of the 30 cities in terms of retail presence. So Here are some of the brands that are now present in the Philippines. We don't have to go to Singapore or Hong Kong all the time just to buy some of these favorite brands that we have. Shopping rental rates, look at that. Philippines is still the cheapest, the most affordable market in terms of rental cost compared to our other Asian neighbors. Of course, Hong Kong will always be there, top. But we're, 10 times cheaper compared to Singapore, 1.5 times cheaper compared to Kuala Lumpur. And that's why we see a lot of them expanding. We've been talking to a lot of players recently, and they want to come here and put up shops, not just, small 100, 200 square meters, but they want to have, let's say, the whole building, brand it, showcase their brand as they enter the market. In terms of the hotel market, my colleague Adam Berry later will tell you more about this. But because of the growing, tourism right now, as of 2015, we've seen growth. In terms of arrivals, I believe we have 5.4 million tourists compared to 2005, wherein we only have 2.4 million. That's 2 times in 10 years. I know we can do better. We just have to fix the infrastructure and the traffic situation here in the Philippines. Here are some of the hotels that are being opened in the Philippines right now. Most of the international chains, international brands are already here in the Philippines. When you go to Fort Bonifacio, you'll see Grand Hyatt Hotel, Shangri-La, Ascot, and several other brands opening in the Bay Area. Just to show you where all these hotels are coming in, bulk of them will be in the Pasay, Parañaque area, the entertainment city. And one of our speakers later will tell you more about that developing area in the Philippines. Location is key, and that's the theme of our topic today. Why Philippines is an attractive location, I've mentioned earlier. They're coming here because of the talent. They're coming here because of the Filipino. World-class talent, competitive labor cost. Rental-wise, in terms of office space, we have the supply that they need. A lot of developers, our clients that we talk to every day, are addressing that demand. They're always after to what the clients are looking for. What are they looking for? We will do that, and we will bring that to them. And Philippines, as I've said, is a premier business BPO destination at the moment. We're still, in terms of rental, we're 10th to the cheapest or lowest rental rate in Asia. The government, we have also a very stable political environment, and that supports the growing industries in the Philippines right now. And it's not just us, our stories, a lot of people outside are saying a lot of good things about us. We're being noticed. Look at this. We have investment grade rating, Urban Land Institute there telling a lot of good words about the Philippines. And that's amazing. We're already in the world stage. So as I've mentioned, though there are a lot of supply in the market, but bulk of that are already committed. We have a very strong demand coming from the outsourcing industry, and that fuels also the retail, the hotel, and all the other real estate industries. And the government also, everything in it is now in full steam. We've seen a lot of projects being implemented, and I think the recent election would prove that we have a very peaceful government, and it seems that a lot of our clients are welcoming this new change. And for today, it's a great day. We have these select speakers for you. Our regional boss, Chris Fosick, is here. His topic is very new, and I'm looking forward to hear that, technology and its effect in the real estate market. Mr. Charlie Rufino, he's speaking here every year. He's the chairman of Urban Land Institute. My colleague Adam Berry will tell you more about the hotel business and movement in Asia Pacific. Steve, he mentioned earlier that he will be employing 10,000 people in the Bay Area to man the Tiger Resort there. And Mr. Ruel Refran from the Philippine Stock Exchange will give you a deeper analysis of the market. Bads here also will give you a an overview of what's happening in the Asiana area. Eric Manuel, my ex-colleague from JLL, he's now the vice president of the Ichi Group. And the Ichi Group, they're coming up with a lot of modern buildings. And that will all be open in the next few years, Eric, right? Carl Poe. Oh, Carl Poe is over there. Met him 4 years ago, fresh out of college, sitting beside his dad. He's the owner of the Marco Polo Group, Marco Polo Hotel in Ortigas. And right now, he's the one running the show. He'll tell us about his learnings and experience in building the hotel and operating that hotel right now. And Lars Wittig, the country head of general manager over there. Regis is very close to my heart because 8 years ago, I was in Regis. I was the general manager there. And back then, we only had 3 business centers, 2 in Makati and 1 in Bonifacio Global City. And right now, guess how many they have? 25 centers. They're practically present in all the landmark buildings here in the Philippines. And they're always first to enter the provincial areas, while others are still scared to enter. Regis, through the leadership of Lars, he's growing and pushing, promoting the Philippines as a premier business destination. So it's gonna be a great day. And by the way, this great day is brought to you by JLL Philippines, one of the most ethical companies in the world, a Fortune 500 company also. And we've been here in the Philippines for the last 2 decades. So if you have any real estate requirement, you know who to call. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day.